Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to, drumroll please, the card of the month of February. It is now March 10th, 2024, and I have yet to do my card of the month of February. I've been really sick. I had car trouble. It's a whole thing. So this year I decided to start doing it a little bit differently and kind of focusing in on what the card of the month was throughout the month instead of at the end of the month. And I did that in January. I did it in February. And I'm like, maybe I should just wait again. There's a lot of focus on these specific cards and maybe too much focus that I'm like, ugh. Maybe I'm manifesting things that I don't really realize I'm manifesting. Anyway, so I've been I pulled my year ahead spread from the Spirit Song Tarot, which is this card. And then I decided to show you guys throughout every month my card of the year from decks that I haven't really been using. This is from the Oriens Animal Tarot, and this is the Wheel of Fortune, which is my card of the year. And I freaking love this deck. I never use it. I don't know why. But I never use this one either. And so I decided to use this one this year. I may use this one as the card pull at the end of the video, just because it's so stunning, and they're both animal decks. So, but I love anything Egyptian. So we have the Scarab Beetle in the Wheel of Fortune. I freaking love it. The book on this is fantastic also. I don't know why I just never use it, ever. Like, it's a gorgeous, beautiful cardstock. It's got silver gilding. It's fantastic. I just never use it. But let me tell you, the Wheel of Fortune strikes again. I mean, like I said, it's funny because in December I had all this money built up from door dashing. And I went and my car started grounding, and I went and had it looked at, and they're like, no, it's just the front tire needs replaced. There's nothing wrong with your brakes. Like, we looked at your brakes, rotors, everything, nothing's wrong with them. And all this other stuff happened. The heart stuff, the hospital stay. I got sick 2 different times. I went into the hospital again in January. I got sick again in February, kind of end of March. And then my car started grinding worse, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I took it somewhere last weekend. One up cost me over $700 that I didn't have. And because the brake pads were gone, the rotors were literally grinding on metal. And they said, whoever told you that a couple months ago lied, because these brakes are been gone for a while. And I was like, oh no. So I always used to say that's my luck, but maybe that's just how things go with the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, seriously. Because when I had the money to fix these brakes, I was told they were fine, and they weren't. And then when I didn't have the money, I had to, I've been having to work my butt off to basically pay for it. So I just found it interesting. And then, so that's update on the Wheel of Fortune. It's just been like, what? It's happening again. This whole year has been just a doozy. Just a doozy. It's funny because I used to always say, my life is very boring. Nothing ever happens. But when you start taking stock of, month to month, you're like, holy crap, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened this month. So I just found it interesting that it's like, I spoke too soon. My life is not boring. I want it to be boring. It's just not boring. And then I did start, because I've been sick, I haven't written anything. I did start writing titles for a couple different door dashing experiences I had, which were interesting, and I won't go into detail, but yeah, there's that. So enough about the wheel. Let's get into the card of the month. So the card of the month of February is, drumroll please, the High Priestess. And the High Priestess in here, she's just gorgeous. Isn't she, with the moon there and then the face there? And then we've got keywords like intuition and sacred knowledge. And I should have pulled out my Joie de Vivre. Hold on a second. Anyway, this is by Paulina Cassidy, or Paulina Faye, which is also the Joie de Vivre. I was going to pull it out and I forgot to, and now I can't find it right off the bat. I thought I saw it right there, but it's not. It's buried somewhere in my shelf. I should have pulled it out, because that's like my ultimate spring deck, and we are headed into spring. So I'll just have to remind myself after this to pull it out and use it for a spread or something, for you guys. But because I love that deck. This one was on my list longer than my, Joie de Vivre was. And then I just happened to be in a metaphysical shop one day, saw the Joie de Vivre and bought it, and then I felt guilty, and then I had to turn around and buy this one. And then I never used this one. It's weird. But it's a stunning deck. Both the decks are gorgeous. I just tend to use the Joie de Vivre more in like the springtime. But the High Priestess for the month of February, again, was something that was very accurate, very true. I found out because the High Priestess, to me, and if you read the keywords here, intuition and sacred knowledge, is very accurate to me for what I see in the High Priestess. The sacred knowledge, it wasn't even that there's sacred secret knowledge I need to find out. It was finding out family history and things like that I was just like, whoa, what is happening? And then it automatically made me think of the High Priestess and sacred knowledge coming out, because she's hidden by the moon. And it was a whole thing that I was just like, okay, what is happening? Because, she possesses hidden knowledge. And then all of a sudden, all this hidden knowledge was coming to light to me. And I was like, that's just weird. It's just weird. Because, this being the High Priestess being my card of the month, the whole thing was just, again, weird. And then, of course, intuition. I am a medium. I am trying to, eternally trying to upgrade that. And so, I had actually some things happen in March more than February. But again, I've had hits at my job, especially, of things happening that were unexplainable. I would get like downloads of information on a spirit or something like that, and then I would be like, hey, so my buddy at work had a funeral to go to. And before I realized she was going to a funeral, and it was the way they died was horrible. There was 4 people that actually wound up overdosing together. They were having a party and they wound up, all getting high on something, and it killed all of them. And the wife of one of the men, there was 4 men. The wife of one of the men wound up looking for him and knew he was at this house. And the owner of the house was in the front, like, I don't know, he had just come home or something. And he's like, oh, they're in bed still. Let me go look. And they were all dead. And it was crazy. And so I had been getting hits of stuff all day, not realizing it was this person's funeral she was going to. But it was all connected. And I was like, do you know this person's name? And I knew, I figured out, like the hits I was getting, I knew names. I knew who they were related to. I knew, for some reason, again, songs are really playing a big part into my mediumship practice because I kept hearing 99 red balloons. And I'm like, why do I keep hearing 99 red balloons? And she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? She goes, it's a Chiefs theme party because we live in Kansas City, Missouri. Chiefs is a big deal here. Football. And she said, yeah, they're releasing red balloons and they're making everyone wear Chiefs hats or Chiefs outfits for the funeral. And I'm like, oh. So it was all crazy, a little crazy. So I totally embodied the High Priestess in the month of February. Totally. Is the whole point of me rambling here and trying to say is that I did embody, I get the mediumship part, but at the same time, I get the intuition part of the High Priestess, but at the same time, the sacred knowledge that was coming out was just like, once again, I pulled a card ahead of time and it's spot on for the month of February. Spot on. And it just blows my mind every single time that I have a card. I pulled spread at the beginning of the year or even in like the last day. Usually I do it at the last day of December or the 1st of January. I pull the year ahead spread. And every month it's like, it's accurate. It's specifically accurate. So I just found that very interesting. And I do have some other cards. I don't know if I have anything to read to you guys, but because we all know the High Priestess, right? Like, I explained it pretty well. And those keywords are pretty accurate. So I did want to show you some other High Priestesses. I did want to show you, because I just got the deck of mail. It's my last deck I got in the mail. Oriens, Tarot of Echoes. This is the Wheel of Fortune here. And I just freaking love this Wheel of Fortune. It almost makes me think there's another portal opening up here. Or a mirror to, do self-reflection. Again, there's a lot of, to me, self-reflection happening in this deck. Which I find interesting. But I just got this deck, so I want to show you the Wheel of Fortune from that. It's stunning. All her cards are stunning. And then again, we have the, from the Tarot of Echoes, the High Priestess. She's stunning. And I love that the moon is in the water. You get all the RWS elements in here, and a lot of it is in the water, which I find fascinating. And I love that. And that's the cover of the box. So that's a beautiful High Priestess. Then we have from the Light Seers Tarot, my gorgeous High Priestess. And you see her crown chakra is all opened up, and she's one with Source. Like, I love that. It's just, she's just downloading all the information. And then we have from my, Sacred She Tarot. Stunning. And then we have from my Hush Tarot. That's famous because that's the cover of the box. It's a beautiful deck, or a beautiful card. Beautiful. And we have from the Tarot of the She. I love this High Priestess as well. And my favorite High Priestess is from the Universal Celtic Tarot. And I freaking love her. She has dual hair, which she's wearing a robe. But she's got her fist up like she's ready for a fight. She's ready. She's ready for action. I love the moon behind her. I love everything about this card. It is my favorite High Priestess. And it's just stunning. And I love the birds here. I love everything about this card. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous. So that is my card of the month of February. I can tell you it was spot on accurate. Too accurate. And it like I said, it creeps me out when the cards are so accurate. And again, like I said, with the sacred knowledge coming through, there were things coming through that I was like, what? Like, hidden knowledge of things coming through that I was just not prepared for in the month of February, even though, according to the card, because I had been paying attention to the card. I was on the lookout, and maybe that's why I paid attention to it more, and why it was more shocking, is that I knew the key words on here, and I kept thinking sacred knowledge and intuition for the High Priestess. And then all this stuff came out, like ancestry, family history stuff, and I was just like, whoa, this is insane. But that was my card of the month of February, was the High Priestess. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a great afternoon. Bye.